Welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast. I'm Christian.
And I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
I'm Amanda.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm on a I'm on a camping chair because I'm next to my nephew, Nick. We found out this weekend that we are long back the bitches because I guess he was trying on clothes and his shirts always come up short, just like I do or mine do. And I guess Leslie called him a long back bitch. And then we realized that we have tiny little legs and very long torsos, and we're just oddly shaped people. Nick's legs represent 10% of his body. It's a lot of vertebrae in there. And so, yeah, that's what we have to live with. I made more I made more fun of our girlfriends than ourselves, really, because they saw some long back bitches and were like, I need to get some of that.
Like, I need to have kids with those freaks. Wow.
Long back gene continues. It can't be stopped.
It can't be stopped, dude. It has its advantages and disadvantages, for sure. Anyway, video games.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Amanda, welcome back.
Thanks, man. It feels great to be back. It's been a long fucking time. The last time I was on here, I was all the way in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and now I'm over in Seattle, Washington. So it's been a bit of trip. Saw a lot of like mud pools and and stinky sulfur pools over in like Yellowstone and stuff. Got to see a bunch of bison, which I never saw. Didn't get to have any cowboy oysters, which is what I wanted to try. Have you guys ever tried cowboy oysters?
Prairie oysters?
I thought they were called,
Maybe they're prairie oysters.
Rocky Mountain
oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters
Yeah.
is what I've always known them as. But no,
Yeah,
I've
they're
never tried 'em.
balls. They're balls.
I've
guys.
tried them.
So,
They're
like,
so good, dude.
You have
I
had,
love bull
you've
balls.
eaten the balls. Yeah,
Bison
yeah.
balls, to be exact.
Bison balls. I figured if there was one place to take some balls to the face, it would probably be where all the bison live. But no, they weren't serving it. I did have a bison burger though, and that was delicious. But
Man, bison burgers,
anybody...
whenever I have them, I'm like, what is this cut with? They're like, it's 15% bison, 85 beef. I'm like, why am I paying $5 extra? I don't like, this ratio is terrible.
It's because you're getting that sweet Alberta beef.
The famous Alberta beef.
That's Sniper's fucking stripper name, Alberta Beef.
Hey, don't dox me, dude. Fridays and Saturday nights.
That's right. Come on down to the prairie oyster hole in the wall.
Alberta Beef, next on the stage.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, these things have nothing to do with video games, but this is a video game podcast, so let's get right into it. We can get into On the Radar. I'm going to start with some Driftwood, which is a game where it's a high-speed downhill longboarding game where you are a sloth named Eddie, and you are skateboarding and racing. This game is $12, which I do feel like is probably $6 too many. So hoping that this game goes to Game Pass. However, it does, especially if it goes to Game Pass or if it's on sale, it does look like one of those fun, just kind of, you're drunk, you're stoned, you're tired, and you just kind of want something silly and fun and just really nice. This is what this game looks like to me, at least, because yeah, you're a sloth wearing like a hoodie and a beanie and shit and Vans and just riding your skateboard through these beautiful landscapes, and it seems like it would be perfect for like Steam Deck or a controller, and like I said, that kind of like late night mindless relaxing kind of a game, because it does look like you basically try to beat your time that you've been like that has taken you to get through the course. Like you're kind of beating your own time. It doesn't seem to be like you're racing or anything like that. It just kind of seems to be, like I said, a chill and relaxing kind of game where the center of it is you're a sloth who is skateboarding on the road.
It looks nice. Pastels.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. Looks like they've got all kinds of different landscape, and you're trying to find the perfect balance of speed and control. It seems like a pretty simple game. It's also got a single publisher and developer, Stoked Sloth Interactive. So this seems like a troll or a one-off. Maybe it's not a troll. Maybe somebody was like, I really need to make Jet Set Radio Future with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but only the elements of riding a skateboard, and it's got to be a sloth. So,
Was this on your like things you may like page?
oh, on my
Queue?
discovery
Like
queue.
suggested games?
Oh yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it.
Dude,
That's where all the
Steam
weird
has
shit
figured
is.
you out, bro. It's
Yeah,
like
they
we
have.
know Amanda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they like the weird shit that like nobody else maybe wants to play. Send that to that bitch because she
The
likes
last game
it.
that Days played only sold 16 copies. This one's selling 14. Days is number 15.
Are
We
we
got it.
not? I mean, are we not an indie podcast group though? Like, I've got to bring
Fuck
you
yeah.
the indie games.
I think we are. Yeah.
So, this is some indie weird stuff. They call it sports racing. I don't see how, but it looks it looks very chill, very fun, very nice. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm sold that it's worth $12. But if it goes on sale, or even better, if it goes to Game Pass, then fuck yeah, I'm gonna get this because this looks like the kind of game that, you eat an edible or you get drunk and then just like want something soothing and fun before you go to bed. This seems
don't-
like that kind of game.
I don't think you're taking this seriously, Amanda. This is a sport. This isn't a drunk or high type of game. This is competitive sloth downhill longboard racing. And frankly, your flippant attitude around Driftwood has me concerned. The competitive nature of the game is articulated on the
Well-
Steam page. 95% positive. Those are hardcore racers.
Yes. Yeah. 127 users have rated it 95% positive. It came out on June 1st. Yeah, I mean, it does look fun, It's got action, exploration. You got customer or character customization, so you can make your sloth look a little different. But see, the thing is to me, it's not as incredibly competitive when it's just you competing against yourself, I guess it depends how competitive you are, right? Like, but
Just
I
be
don't know.
better than the
That
sloth
is-
you were yesterday.
That's true. You've
Yeah.
got to be better than the sloth you were yesterday. And that's very, very, very true. It's always good to progress and not regress, right? It's all about progression. So that was Driftwood. And, not progression, but let's go back a little bit and talk some more about more Star Wars. So, Bobby, tell me about Star Wars Outlaws.
Star Wars Outlaws. So the trailer dropped today. We're recording this on a Sunday and we released the episode on a Tuesday. So by the time you hear this, there's going to be more information about this game. As of right now, all we know is it's an open world Star Wars game. And Ubisoft keeps marketing it as the first open world Star Wars game, which I find kind of odd. That can't be true, right? There's been a million Star Wars games. There has to
Motherfucking
be.
liars.
Yeah.
Well, Star
Yeah, it
Wars
seems
Galaxy's
strange.
What is it then?
Restoration,
What is
that's
it?
an
Yeah.
open world Star Wars game.
Yeah, I mean, they released a trailer. It's like, I don't know, a minute or two, and there's very few details about the game itself. Other than that, it is open world. That's a very loose and vague term. It could mean a lot of things. But the trailer is out today. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, I believe, they are going to be showing gameplay and sharing more details about the game. So I'll be tuning in for that. And it's another Star Wars game, man. I'm always happy to see that. The problem with a Star Wars brand for me is that it's a big brand. So every game that they come out is just like some console with all the edges, some console piece of trash with all the edges shaved off, something that's meant to appeal to children and the broadest audience possible. There's nothing interesting about them. Yeah, so I don't know. This could be just like that, but I'm open. I'm open to the idea. It could be a good Star Wars game. So those last two weren't too bad. The Jedi games.
So they
God.
did say one thing that I do know about the game is that it's set between movie 5 and 6.
Yeah, it happens in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So a little bit of Shadows of the Empire. Was that the one on N64, whatever that Nintendo console was? Really popular game. Prince Zizor and probably not pronouncing that right. Dash Rendar. I'm thinking of two different. I might be
Yeah.
thinking of no. It was. I am right. It was Shadows of the Empire. It was based on the book. Yeah, yeah. That's a good spot for storytelling right there. Is between those two.
Was that that came out on the Xbox thing? The Xbox
Showcase. Yep.
showcase.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So that was Star Wars Outlaws? You fucking take. How can I do segues if you're making these things disappear so fast, man?
I won't take
have
them
the
off
attention.
until I won't take
I
them
have the
off
memory
anymore.
and of a fruit
I'm done.
fly.
I'm done with your shit. I won't take them off anymore, dude. Okay, no more fucking complaining. I'm not gonna touch.
Well,
the
that was
list.
some Star Wars game. I can't read it anymore. That was some Star Wars game. Another thing unveiled at the Xbox game, or the Xbox thing was Starfield. So Nick and I just watched the trailers. I guess there's two, but they're very, very close. Might as well be one. And I mean, it looks good. It looks like Fallout in space, plus shipbuilding. They say they're looking like at 1,000 planets they're going for. There's definitely aliens. Can confirm that. Their biggest character creator ever. Just a wild variety of characters that you can make for yourself. There's also 8 minutes of around 8 minutes of gameplay. We actually didn't get around to watching that, unfortunately. So more on the. I think I'll put it on my radar for next week as well. But so far it's looking good. I don't know why I put it on a counter pick on my not a counter pick, as that's what it is, counter pick, right, Sniper?
Yep.
Yeah, basically I'm betting that it was going to do poorly. Maybe I was drunk when I put it, but now I'm backing down. I don't know if I can take that off, but we'll see.
You're talking about your video game fantasy league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick just
I'm
picked the pube off of the mic that we're sharing. Disconcerting.
beautiful. I'm excited for Starfield as well. I think that it's gonna. I mean, even if it, I'd see. I'm biased though. Like I adore Bethesda, so I'm already kind of like primed to want to play this right when it comes out, day one launch.
Did you already see who's in the game?
No, because my thing a lot of times with the Bethesda games, because part of I believe that so many games, at least for myself, get ruined because I get overhyped about it. And so I try to like get little nuggets of things. Like I definitely have seen that Starfield has like so much exploration that a lot of people are saying that it's like Fallout in space, which is getting me excited. But I don't want to watch too much gameplay and have too
Mhm.
much expectations, because I really, really do enjoy going in with almost like virgin eyes and just like having it be like the first time of playing this game. And so, I mean, it served me really well for Fallout 76. Did not serve me well for Elder Scrolls Online, but
Nick's about to spoil it.
What I will say is there's a character with blonde hair from Oblivion who's back with the same voice
Oh,
actor.
God damn it. All right. Well,
What?
I was holding on to that. Yeah, I actually Nick, I pulled up the article that talks about it, because we've got we'll see that later, because we've got a listener question that actually is related, and that's one of the things I want to bring up. I did see that though, Nick. So I'm very excited for all the little like Easter eggs that I'm sure Bethesda's going to bring, because they tend to do that stuff. Like I wonder if somebody's going to be like, "Oh, I used to be a Starship Trooper until I took an asteroid to the knee." You know?
Oh my god, dude, no. No.
We'll see.
Well, that was Starfield. And another thing that has to do with stars and fields is Space Marine 2. There was another game show earlier this week that talked about the game, and they had a newer trailer out, and they revealed something that's pretty big with the game, pretty different from the first one. The first one had gameplay, like PvP gameplay, but this one is co-op up to 3 players for the story, and you can also customize your characters too. So that's a big deal. I believe you can customize your co-op characters, which I think is pointing to the idea that you can play online against other people as well. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Not too much to talk about as far as the like combat or anything else from like what we've already seen. It's hack and slash and shooty and jumpy. Very quick gameplay. Tides of enemies and then like elites. But so far so good. It's a day one buy for me, obviously. But I think even Emilio is going to check it out. He said he played the first one, so he's probably going to play the second one.
Looks dope. It almost reminded
Yeah.
me a hot minute of Gears of War. Does it play at all like that?
So it is third person, but there is no cover. I believe
Okay.
there's like adaptive cover when you get close to like a wall or something, and then like your guy will like get close to it. But these games are like all about like you gain health from melee and things like that. So, and if it's exactly the same as the first one, then yeah, you want to shoot, 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 run, run, and then a melee when you're low on health. But we'll see. We haven't seen any of the UI. That's the other thing. All the gameplay has been UI-less.
And it's
Um,
Tyranids this time instead of orcs that it was last time. So yeah, a lot of meat fodder, a lot of aliens to kill. What is one of their sayings that they say? Die everybody else.
I can't even think of a fucking quote right now.
We did. Oh, never mind. So that was Space Marines 2. But what's bigger than 2? 3, as in Payday 3.
You guys are killing me with these segues, man. This is so
you love it.
painful. Payday 3. We talked about this a while back. We knew it was coming, but now we have a release date and a Steam page. Still no gameplay footage, and not a lot of even just still images. But we do have a price. It's going to be $40. It's coming out in September 2023. And they are going to have um, pre-purchase bonuses and a season pass, it looks like. So you can spend up to $90. This is $90 USD, by the way, not Canadian. And you can get the season pass for a year and I believe early access, like 3 days early access to this. So I absolutely love the Payday games. Of course, I'm looking forward to this. Probably going to pick it up, probably just the base game. It's very rare that I pre-purchase stuff, although this habit of giving early access to games for pre-purchase sometimes, that worked for me with Diablo, but I don't know if it'll work on Payday 3. It'll be nice to start fresh with a new game because they really smothered Payday 2 to death with all the DLC and just reworking all the talent trees and everything. It was such a great game that just it I don't know. I feel like they kind of ruined it.
Um, from what I hope 883 is, I think it's the same thing as far as what Bobby's hoping as well, where they take away all the fluff, where you can't just take like 1,700 bullets to the face and live, because you have like these perks and like I think they should kind of go back to their roots. I love the Payday series. I played I think over 400 hours of Payday 2. So I look forward for Payday 3 coming out and hopefully being the same. What I will hope is that if they do the pre-order early access thing, is that you get to keep your character like Diablo, because some companies they'll do like the pre-order, get it early, and then your character wipes when the actual release day comes out. So if that's the case, I'm not going to pre-order.
I doubt that would be the case, especially when you're only getting access 3 days early. I doubt they're going to do
Okay,
wipes.
yeah, I didn't. I forgot it was 3 days. My bad. Yeah, no, they're definitely going to let you keep your
Yeah,
shit.
well, that was a concern with Killing Floor too. So when that came out in early access, I think back in 2015, it spent a lot of time in early access, and they weren't clear on whether or not they were going to wipe character progress. Eventually, they announced they weren't, and they didn't, which was really nice. But it was unclear for like months. I want to say people were just like, and that game takes a while to level characters, so it was kind of a big deal. But yeah, Payday 3, September 2023, $40.
Go ahead and segue that, Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another game to talk about is Killer Frequency.
Oh my god,
Wow.
dude.
I'm not going to
That
play your
was such
game.
a killer. That was such a killer segue.
God, that's such a
Just
We now know the
fucking shit to
we
do.
now know the source of Bobby's fucking ice pick headaches. It's our goddamn segues.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh man. Well, the last thing you would want is an ice pick to the head. And so, I mean, in Killer Frequency, I don't know if you could do that to somebody, but maybe, because this is a horror puzzle game set in 1987, very slasher vibes. But I love the graphics of it. It's that very it's the very like Borderlands like shader pixel art or whatever, and I think it just looks really dope and kind of interesting and nice for like a first person horror puzzle game. You know, you are a radio talk show host in a small town, and all the callers are being stalked by a mysterious killer. And so you're trying to basically kind of like figure it out who it is. This is brought to you by Team 17, which are the same people that made Before We Leave and Dredge and I want to say Marauders. Actually, they also did. And so it's so far got very positive ratings. It's 95% out of 356 people. It came out June 1st, and so it's supposed to be just like a really immersive, interactive, and kind of spoopy puzzle game that might be really cool to figure out and to do. And so right now it's got a 20% off introductory offer until June 15th, where it's $20. So probably a little bit more decals, but it is supposed to be, like I said, a really cool and unique first-person narrative, and just this game that you're dealing with callers while they're getting stalked by somebody trying to kill them in a very, I don't know, to me like a very Jason Voorhees kind of fashion, and just your classic 80s slasher, which
I
I
don't
love
like
and
that.
think is cool.
What is the scariest? Okay, if it's too deep, don't say it. But what is the scariest phone call you've ever gotten where someone has just been like breathing on the other end, or trying to fuck with you?
I don't think I've gotten too scary of phone calls, so maybe that's why like this game would probably really fuck me up.
Any really scary text messages, maybe? Because I don't really
I
answer
don't.
my phone that much.
I don't think I've ever admitted this or told this story before, but back before there was even a name for this, I got catfished pretty hard. There was a gay guy at work that I guess really liked me. Pretend he had a female friend. Showed me pictures of her, but it was not a real person, and gave me her phone number, which was his like burner line. Yep, and we ended up having phone sex a few times. It was pretty awesome, I thought, and then yeah, found out she wasn't real. That kind of sucked.
Savage.
It was him. It was him.
Oh,
In case
That
you
is
missed that part.
savage.
that's goddamn, dude. That's traumatizing in a way. Okay, cool.
Must have been a
Found
high pitched voice. You couldn't tell through the
Dude,
during the
it was
phone.
like amazing. He was so good at it.
Wow.
It's the only reason I didn't kick his ass. I was like,
Like, all right, word. I appreciate the
like
the talent, I guess.
Sometimes you want to destroy something beautiful, but not today.
Yeah,
I do
well,
want to. I wanted to interject one more that I forgot to do. The Amnesia, the new Amnesia game is called Amnesia something, and it
The
got
Bunker?
a 9. Yeah, the bunker. It got a 90% on PC Gamer. I actually read the review, guys, and he said it's the best horror game he's ever played.
Wow.
So he was saying that it's not just run and hide anymore. There's one creature that's following you, and it lives in the walls, of course. And you can do things to slow it down. And so you have this base that you're in, that where you're safe, and you can go out in short spurts and set up a series of traps in a row, and it's kind of like a puzzle game in that way, so that you can get to your objective. So there's actually thinking. It's not just running and hiding. It's like active trapping, I guess.
well, and it
Anyway, it
also
sounded
is like,
amazing for somebody who has the testicular fortitude. Maybe I should call that gay guy that he probably has more balls than I do.
yeah.
So this is
That's
set in a World War I bunker,
Yeah, I
and it
guess so.
says survival depends on finding tools, crafting items, and keeping the lights on.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sounds pretty fucking good.
Amnesia
Sounds
was
pretty
the
damn
original.
scary though, especially if the monsters are in the fucking walls. So no wonder you
Yeah.
can't hide, because like
For
hide
the
behind a
people who
monster.
don't watch this live, by the way, or don't watch the YouTube, Amanda's face was just pure disgust and fear during the description of it lives in the walls. She was like, "Oh,
As soon as you said that, I was like, nope. I mean, I can't even get past the beginner room anyway from normal amnesia, let alone like extra spicy amnesia. But shit, man, it fits in the walls. That is terrifying. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. I'll watch somebody if I can. Yeah, if somebody wants to stream that, I'll watch it. But I'm having my popcorn and my cat nearby and like my like happy pillow because I can't handle that shit.
If somebody's streaming, I'll have somebody take a picture of that stream and bring it over to me, and then I'll look at the picture of you just trying to get as far away from the actual gameplay as possible. Bobby is right though. It was the original run and hide game, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the one that started the genre. I mean, maybe it wasn't the first one, but it definitely was the most popular, the originally most popular one that popularized the genre. All right. Well, that's everything on the radar. Let's talk about the games we have been playing. Let's kick it off with Diablo 4. I know a lot of us have been playing that. I've been playing nothing
Jesus
but this.
Christ, dude.
This is
Diablo 4, Diablo 4, goddamn.
Don't you find it a little odd that you're like the only person in the world not playing this game, Christian?
Yeah, I do.
I want to play my Civilization game where I could command my 13th child to be sacrificed to the Athenians for 20,000 gold.
I know Emilio's compressor's not on.
But no, have you guys gotten to the Hell cinematic yet or no?
I don't know. I skip them all.
Dude, no,
So-
it's like a cinematic. It's not like a in-game one. Like it's a movie. You should watch it online if you skipped it. I don't know if you did or
Dude,
not.
I'm playing a video game, not watching a movie, dude.
Oh my god, you
And
little bastard!
see, I'm doing it completely opposite of Bobby. Like I just started playing, and I'm playing with a friend, and we're going through it together. We actually played it on PlayStation 5, and I want to take a moment to talk about the amazing crossplay and how incredibly seamless it is to join in with anybody on anything. Which is like mind blowing to me. I was able to log into my BattleNet on PlayStation 5 and play my character that is in the DLG clan, but a new character. I'm making a druid and I'm calling it my Care Bear druid because I'm just coming in as a werebear, just slaughtering shit. But caringly, in a very, very sweet way. We're going to hell, but we're going to hell together, boys. So we're good. So yeah, big old bear hug right before, as beautiful John Voight said in Anaconda, you get the pleasure to feel your bones explode. So that's what I'm doing as my Care Bear. But yeah, I was really, really impressed that I was able to join, and it's just like super easy. I'll be able to get back and play that same character that I made on PlayStation 5 with my friend while he's playing on PlayStation 5. I'll be able to play on my PC, and it was just like effortless to join in and move that through, and it was great. Like I was really, really impressed with that. I don't know shit about playing PlayStation or Xbox. I'm a PC gamer, so like that was my thing, but I felt like it was really easy, and it was very plug and play for Diablo 4 on a PlayStation 5 with my own characters from PC, which is dope. I thought that was like the fucking future is awesome. So
Days, I've only heard myth and legend about this DLG clan. Are the rest? Bobby, are you in it now?
I am, yeah. And that's
Okay.
one thing that's really
I'm
nice.
the
is
only
clan
one then.
system.
Okay.
Well, you
Got
can
it.
request to join, or someone can send you an invite. But it is kind of nice being in the clan. It brings back the feeling from the old WoW days where you just hop on and there was a social circle to it in your clan because of the clan chat, and you would see achievements that people are getting, so you know about where they're at in the game. But I really do enjoy that because it's all the people from Discord. It's like a lot of the DLG community. Everybody's playing this game, everyone except Christian. So it's it's just fun to have that social aspect to the game. I've been playing. I took a couple days off of work. It worked out, but I didn't take it because of Diablo 4. But it did work out, and I was able to play quite a bit. And I think it was Pyronical. I was saying, "Hey, it's too late. You need to go to bed." I'm like, dude, you don't tell me when to go to bed, Dad.
Bobby, it's 9:30 at night. You need to go to bed.
Yeah, but I'm having a good time with it. It got fun right around level 40 for me because up until then it was just like a lot of grinding, leveling. That's about when you finish the story campaign, which I don't really care much about. I couldn't even tell you who Lilith is. Is Lilith Diablo? Is that what's going on here?
Oh my god.
I know, it's a pretty
Lilith is the
basic
daughter
question.
of
I'll let Amanda.
hatred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the daughter of hatred that
And who's
I don't
hatred?
want to spoil too much, but she like was summoned and yeah, I think you're trying to fight her. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played too much, and I am the opposite of you, Bobby. I'm looking forward to the cinematics and the story, and I'm
It-
watching all of it.
I'm
in
sure it's good. They put a
detail.
lot of, I can tell they put a lot into it. So I'm just not, I don't enjoy that aspect of the game at all. What I do enjoy is just leveling up and getting super strong and getting good gear. Like I'm playing a whirlwind barbarian. So I'm basically just a blender,
Dude,
right?
you're embodying your character. That's what it is. You don't even read.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly,
It's like,
dude.
I
I just
just hit
smash
shit.
things. I don't even try to understand them.
Dude, does
I
that
just
bring a
smash 'em.
smile to your face when you're like, they spent $40 million on cutscenes, and then you press spacebar or whatever to skip, and you're like,
No, in fact, I wish there was a mod that would let me skip it all. But I'm glad that they did, because I'm sure there's people out there that are really enjoying it.
Yeah, like me.
I think I did pay attention to the story in Diablo 3. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. I mean, Diablo is the bad guy. Someone had to remind me on the podcast, like someone messaged me after an episode of the podcast years ago that Diablo was a woman, because I had completely blacked that out apparently when I played Diablo 3.
Diablo is Megan, the Transformer, Megan, that model. What's her name? Megan from
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox. That, did you guys see that? She's in.
Nope.
She's Diablo, or she's someone.
She's Lilith. She plays
She
the new
is somebody.
bad guy.
Oh.
Like voices
Oh,
her,
she does play
they.
it.
In a
Based-
commercial, at least.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the model.
Oh.
maybe-
Dude, and they are really advertising this game, which I find very interesting. Like, it's reached outside of video games. Like, I've heard people in my department at work talking about this, and I don't know if they're really gamers or not, but it's just like, this is a huge game. Somebody in Discord was posting pictures of billboards in New York.
New York.
KFC
yeah.
has this. If you look on the Diablo 4 Reddit, like there's the most hilarious posts on Facebook about people, usually down in the South, the Bible Belt, getting really upset about KFC doing this tie-in with Diablo 4, and seeing it as a sign of the end times. Like, it's a little on the nose for a sign of the end times, if you ask me, if it was, but okay. But
I love those
yeah.
people. They're like, "Oh, you're fine, Diablo. Okay, I get it. I'll play the game. That's all right."
But I
dude,
thought it
me and-
was. Oh,
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say, like,
No.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Go ahead.
Amanda,
please.
I'm going to throw a rock at you through the internet. So me and Emilio were watching the UFC fights. We had some people over to include my parents, and it's like the commercial before the main fight, and it's like, "We need you to save us. Please save us. We're gonna die." And then all of a sudden, it's like Diablo 4. My mom's like, "What movie is that?" And she thought it was an actual fucking movie. And I'm like, "Mom, it's a video game. It's a really good one." And she's like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god."
The game's huge, and it's selling like 1 billion copies or something. I mean, not literally 1 billion, but probably.
A really good game. Really good. Really good.
They're,
But they-
It is-
I
it
mean, I
is
gotta
really
hand it
good.
to them. As many people that are playing the game, like, I haven't had a lot of technical issues or server issues. They've had some, but they've been fairly minor for a release this big. I mean, it's pretty unheard of for a game this big to come out and like servers not to just like die immediately.
Yeah, and just
Um,
brick.
Yeah, so I think it's all actually, I've had lag, I've had some disconnects, but overall, it's been a really good experience technically.
I was watching
Yeah.
Hot Ones. It's not, yeah, Hot Ones, right? Yeah, where they eat the chicken wings and they do interviews. I've been watching it for years, and the last dab, which is always the last hot sauce, has been replaced by Lilith's Rage, and they did like a 30-second monologue about this, saving
What?
your taste buds from I was like, damn, dude, they must have came with that long money. Also, ACG was talking about like how much they came at him with promotional, like where you promote our thing. He said had he accepted, he probably could have taken the rest of the year off. That's how much like they offered him. But he's very very adamant about how he doesn't get swayed by money or whatever. So I don't know if
He doesn't do
turned
any
it
paid
down or-
activations. That's awesome. Cool.
he every time somebody does a paid gives him a copy, he buys a copy and gives away the free copy to his,
Oh,
so that
that's
his
super
money's
cool,
on the
dude.
line too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's very hardcore about that. Like it's like one guy besides us that you can trust. Besides that, go to our Patreon and donate money for no reason. No, I'm kidding. And then so yeah, they're reaching for people outside of the normal gamedom, and it seems to be working. I love how Bobby heard people talking about Diablo 4 at the water cooler at work, and just no interest in talking to him about it. Just like, I don't know if they're gamers or not. Just walks away.
Oh, dude, no,
Skip.
I'm not gonna
Skip.
open that up, bro. I will, because I will just unload on that.
Bobby's
It's
like,
just
talk to people.
I'll hear somebody say one thing like, then I push this button. And I'll be like, "Are you a gamer?" I'm like, "No, dude. I'm talking
Yeah.
about my cell phone. It has a button on it."
Well, even
Well-
with Diablo, I feel like a lot of people are playing it in different ways. Like even on this podcast, because like I feel like you guys are like in it for the story, and I know the people at work are probably playing it that way as well because they don't have like the free time I do. They got kids and all that, so I don't think they're going as hardcore as I am. Like I'm getting up there, dude. Like I'm 72, level 72. But that's what I enjoy about Diablo, and that's what I was really hoping for the end game with Diablo 4. I was hoping that it had what Diablo 3 had. Basically, all I want to do is be like the mechanic in the auto shop, just like souping up the car. The actual driving the car isn't the most exciting part for me. It's really just the time in the shop, like tweaking all the parts and getting everything just right. So
Do you have that
that's what I'm.
analogy? Was that a planned analogy? This mechanic
No,
thing?
it kind of, I think because as I've been playing Diablo, I just listen to a ton of podcasts. So I listened to the How Did This Get Made podcast on the Fast and the Furious because they've been doing all those movies because of the new one coming out. So I think that's why I'm thinking of cars here. But really, my analogy is the blender because I'm playing the Whirlwind Barb. So I'm in the shop tinkering with the blender, just seeing how what's that
How much
YouTube
you can
channel, Will
slice
It
through.
Blend, where they just blend like
Yeah.
car batteries or something, just like the most
Yep.
random stuff.
You get tired of it, Bobby? Just whirlwinding all the time.
It's not engaging gameplay. I was watching a stream, and I also have a friend who's playing a rogue, and that is a lot more. You actually have to pay attention. Like for me, I just smash my shouts, and then I just hold right click, and I try to keep my fury up. And it's not a whole. But if you're playing a barbarian, I feel like that's the way to go. But I don't know. I like it. That was the whole plan. That's what I wanted to do. I think it's going to be a long time before I start a new character just because it took me so long to get to the point. Like, go back to last week and listen to me talk about the game. It didn't sound like I was having fun because I really wasn't just yet. But it didn't, like I said, it happened at around level 40 when I finished the story mode. And then I actually started paying attention to my gear. Like then it got fun for me. So that's what I enjoy. And, in Diablo 3, you could pretty much level somebody up like in less than a day, I think. I remember like creating a demon hunter and just, even with randos, just jumping into games, they would clear it. I'd get a ton of XP, just level. And then I could start farming for my gear after that. Like you get going pretty quick. Eventually, maybe Diablo 4 will be like that. I've played with some other members of our community. So one of our members, he was smart. He has one account that he's playing single player, doing the whole story thing, and then another account that he's going to use with friends. And that one he doesn't care about. So he jumped on that one, and in probably an hour, I leveled him from like 20 to 27. And for me, it took a long time to do that, just solo playing. But I think you can power level. However, you do need to do the story. Like it is kind of required to do all those quests because that's what gives you access to nightmare dungeons, the mount, like a lot of things. So it does gate you in that way. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm still happy tinkering with my barb. It's going to be a long time before I level cap too, because 100, and somebody posted on Reddit a graphic of how the XP scales, and it's just like, dude. Once you hit after 70, and I'm feeling it now that I'm over 70, it takes a long time just to get one level. So it's going to take me a while.
Dude,
But it's all arbitrary and levels don't matter, right, Bobby?
Yeah.
have you guys seen like any of the UI conferences? where they talk about like how they design UI elements on purpose to trick people's brains into thinking like the loading bar is going faster than it is. Like when something's 70% loaded, it'll be at 30% to you, and then when it's 80%, it'll jump up to like 90 on the bar. Just
I
like
never
tricks
trust
like
loading
that.
bars in general because they never seem accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they do load during cutscenes, which is interesting because I thought there was some patent on that, because that's the best idea ever, right? Like play a cutscene, load the next level in the background. But I feel like you don't see that on a whole lot of games. And then I remember seeing some YouTube video about why that was, and it was because like some company was holding a patent on it and just sitting on the patent. But they do that because I skip them, or I try to skip them. Sometimes it'll say, actually, you need to watch this until the next thing loads. So I have been exposed to a little bit of story in this game.
Unfortunately.
That's where your headaches are actually coming from, right? Yeah, it's because you had to be exposed to story. Yeah, I'm glad that
Yeah.
I'd like that you're starting to have fun though, because I'm not gonna lie, I was listening to the last 2 episodes that I missed at my new job, and I was like, damn, am I even gonna enjoy Diablo 4 after listening to your review, Bobby? But
I mean, you
yeah, we
cannot
play.
trust me. You know how I play games. I like ring them for every little drop. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I do not play games like most people do. But
Well,
I am having a
Did
good
you
time.
like your time, Amanda?
did I like my
Your
time?
time with Diablo 4. Have you been
Oh,
enjoying it?
I've been really enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't mind for this to get going so that way I can play Diablo 4 after this. I'm not even kidding. I really am playing Diablo 4 after this.
We're the
Yeah,
only
so
ones who can't be playing and listening at the same time.
yeah. So but I really love it. But I am a sucker for story. That's like my fucking jam. And I think that the way that they've done the cinematics and the way that they have started to tell the story is just fantastic, and really lovely. And so that's been really fun. And it's been cool for me. It was kind of the opposite with coworkers than Bobby as well, is that like my manager in the middle of training was like, I'm really sorry. I have been staying up all night playing Diablo 4, and so I am tired. And, like talking to him, he's a DM for a D&D group at the lab, and he like the way that he's talking about his character, it does remind me of you, Bobby, because he's just like he's breaking down all these builds and trees and like how he's using different gear to maximize the amount of his stats, so that way then he can just clear shit with his, I want to say he picked a rogue, but um so it's been pretty fun talking to most of the people I work with are gamers, which is super new and awesome to me, because a lot of people I work with aren't really into gaming, which you would think in a laboratory would be like a mecca for nerds, but apparently only here. But so yeah, Diablo 4 has taken over like our lab as well, and so like everybody's been kind of talking about it, which has been awesome. But I've been really having fun with it and enjoying it.
Nice. Well, if anyone wants to join the DLG clan in Diablo 4, you can actually search for clans. So if you search for Digital Logic with a K, maybe even DLG, it should show up. It'll be pretty obvious that that's the one.
Nice.
Yeah, come join our clan.
Cool.
Yep.
Speaking of nerdy stuff, Nick brought a whole backpack full of Magic, the Gathering stuff, D&D stuff, and we only just because we have 2 toddlers. They've been getting along kind of okay, and they're a handful. So today was our first day, and we actually played 3 games of Commander today.
Point the mic at your mouth there. We can't hear you too well. Yeah,
And this
you
is
gotta
the
turn it.
longest.
It'd be easier
is
if you
the-
guys don't just move it, if you just like twist it. You know what I'm saying?
Use 2 hands
that
and you
sounds
twist it and go up and down.
super gay,
slowly.
dude. Yeah, okay. No teeth, a lot of tongue. Got it. So
Nailed it.
this
You
is the
learned something
longest
from that
name.
catfishing, dude.
So we have a list that we go down, right? And we we put things on there and we read about it. We go down the list if you haven't put that together. But this, I think, is the longest name of anything I've put on there. So it's Magic the Gathering, Warhammer 40K, pre-constructed commander decks. That's a thing. And they're pretty fucking sweet. So I guess they took the IP of 40K because they whore themselves out to anybody who has $2 to rub together. And Magic the Gathering snatched that up, put it into a commander deck, and I would think because they came out with 4 of them, you could get all 4 for like $190. I saw on Amazon. I thought, oh, you could just fight them against each other, but no, you can go to like any commander tournament. Yeah, that they accept them, and you can play against regular Magic cards. But they do have the art of Warhammer 40K, and they'll take regular Magic cards and reskin them as Warhammer 40K cards, and so that's pretty sweet. We ended up playing a best of 3, which I won 2 of, and I just constantly beat him with his own cards, but it's good.
So the other thing
Savage.
is that for those who don't know, there's Lord of the Rings cards coming out, and they are insane as far as like what's being advertised. So they've Wizards of the Coast has partnered with the Tolkien Estate, and they're doing a 1-of-1 ring in Black Speech in foil, and there will be one in the world, and it's already being like offered for like 250,000 to like $1 million for it. The other thing is that a bunch of the cards make giant artwork, and so if you buy like the collector series, you can put them in a frame, and it becomes like a giant, like the Battle of Rohan and things like that. So it's pretty rad. There's booster packs that have different cards, and then there's the actual commander decks, and there's going to be 4 as well. There's the elves, there's the hobbits and other friends, there's the riders of Rohan, and then there's the dark forces of Sauron. So it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was Magic the Gathering Warhammer 40K pre-constructed decks. But what about Battle Sister, which is actually also 40K?
So today I
Great
got to live
game.
my dream of being in the Warhammer 40K universe. The other thing
Yes.
is that I haven't played much VR in a while. Emilio's going to go pee for those who don't know, so I get to talk for a while now. This game is decent. I'm not going to say it's the best VR game ever made, obviously. The controls are a little interesting. You have 2 holsters, and then you have a scabbard on your back. So you can really only carry 2 guns. You pretty much carry unlimited ammo. But the game is interesting on how you move. You can either move with the joystick or you can teleport. The teleporting is a little wonky because you kind of have to like hold the teleport button down, but that also makes you turn your face super quick. It's like one of those like quarter turns immediately for like all kinds of like fighting games and stuff like that. So it's a little wonky on the controls, but like even Leslie played it. She's like having a shit ton of fun. She didn't want to stop playing. She was like, "Can I just keep playing?" I'm like, "No, we all have to play." So it was really fun. I know Days, we actually used your family account for this one.
Perfect. Yeah, I was gonna bring it up a bit. Yeah, because I was curious if you did the teleport or if you just moved with the joystick. I was using the joystick to move around more fluidly. Because yeah, I agree. The teleport thing is kind of fucked me up a few times doing it that way.
Well, the one thing is like I teleported one time and I just got into the middle of like 80 dudes and got shot to shit, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
What I will say is that Emilio has quite a spacious mini garage that he does VR in, and it's actually really nice because you can like look around corners and walk and stuff a little bit. So it's pretty rad. But
Perfect.
do you have you played it since, or how far did you get?
I mean, I think I got like an hour or 2 in, mostly
Mhm.
just because it is so much action, and typically I like to do the teleport thing on VR games because I tend to get more nauseous quicker when I'm just doing the fluid motion of things. And so that was kind of my issue with Battle Sisters, is that after like killing quite a few mobs, I was like, fuck, I have like a headache and I'm starting to feel nauseous, and so I couldn't keep playing. So the damn body gets in the way.
I was sad
Like,
to see when I looked down that I didn't have like armor on. It was just like a black shirt, and I was like, "This is whack."
yeah.
It was pretty whack. I will
But I
say
thought
this
it
game
was
has
super
one.
fun.
I thought it was fun too. So we let Leslie play first because that's her army that she plays in real life, and that's all
Oh,
the models she
nice.
has. And the game starts, and there's just like it's in the middle of a battlefield, and like 2 knights are fighting, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "Holy shit!" And Amelia's like, "This is insane," and we were just all like gawking at the game. So
It
it was
is.
a
It's
lot of fun.
intense. Yeah.
I think it's only $15, right, or 20. Like it's pretty cheap.
I mean, I think it's worth it because it is fun. It like kind of reminds me of if I were to play something like Doom in VR with really good graphics and it's Warhammer. So like the story's solid too. So like I did really enjoy the game. Like I said, I just really wish my body wasn't such a limiting factor with it.
Oh, one thing that Amelia wants me to mention is that I accidentally punched Leslie in the face. I had the
That
VR
happens.
on. Yeah, I had the VR on, and the game, the index does not tell you when someone or something is moving in your bubble, and so they're like, "Oh, use the force push, use the force push," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like trying to figure this out, and I just pushed my hand forward and I pushed her right in the face. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey." She's like, "You're an asshole." I'm like, "I couldn't see you, dude,"
Wow.
but
That's going to be a funny story to explain to the cops.
Leslie's like, they
Right.
punched me yesterday in the garage. But no, the game is great. I feel really bad for punching Leslie. It's like I said, it is only $20. I think it's pretty long. It's got a 93 for recent reviews and a 70 for all reviews. But then again, the review amount is 16 to 348. So not the widest range of reviews. I'd give it probably like a 81. So yeah.
81.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's a fun game.
We stopped playing that because we had some, what do you call it, domestic violence. So we're like, let's go with something
Jesus.
a little less hardcore. So we went with Angry Birds VR. I think I played it off with John's account, and it's exactly what it says on the tin. But it's pretty fucking fun. What separates it, other than being in VR, you can also change the angle you attack the pigs from. So there's like, you can't like walk around their castle, but you can teleport to pre-selected points of view and shoot your birds from there. And yeah, you know, it's the old thing that we all love, trying to knock it all down with one bird, um, and try to figure how that goes. Eventually, process of it's like, do I stay here for 5 minutes and figure out which block gives me 3 stars, or do I just go to the next one? But it's like 9 out of 10 on Steam. I think I'll play it some more. I've talked about this with VR before. I did do the like party trick thing with it, like showing people that have never, don't even have the concept of VR, like older people, and they were just blown away. My new first thing to start people on is the kayak game. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Mirage.
like once you get it all set up for them, you just like sit here and paddle. Anybody can do it, and it's beautiful. And you look down, and it's Mirage or Kayak Mirage?
I think it's
I
kayak
think it's
VR.
Kayak Mirage. Yeah.
I like how
Kayak
VR
Mirage
games
VR.
are named like Atari 2600 games. It's just like
Yeah.
combat VR, except they have VR at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah,
have
they
the
gotta
most
let you
simple
know.
names.
Yeah, that's a beautiful game.
What is it? Yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, I had a good time with it. I could recommend it. Hopefully, it's not too much. Let's see here. What are we looking at?
Looking up money.
$15. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
money,
do it.
money, money, money.
Do it. That was Angry Birds. There's a bunch of Angry Birds in Seattle, I've heard.
Well, I'm not sure if there's a ton of Angry Birds. There's definitely a lot of seagulls and stuff. But yeah, as I had mentioned earlier at the top of the show, that like I moved to Seattle. I actually drove across the country with Tag Loro, and I wanted to put a highlight on there because one of the things that we did while we were driving is like it all started when we were in some bump. I think it was Bellafouche, fucking South Dakota or something. I don't know. It was in Iowa or South Dakota. I think it was in South Dakota. We saw Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez in it, and then we were watching How Did This Get Made podcast about these things, which were hilarious. But when we got into Seattle, Tag Loro showed me this movie called Sleepaway Camp, which I think has become my new favorite fucking movie. And if any of y'all have not seen it, oh my god, you need to. You need to. Oh, don't skip ahead too much, Christian. Yeah, I linked the actual movie. The whole movie is free on YouTube. and that's what I linked was the very free movie. It's a 80s slasher. It's like the classic slasher. But I also wanted to bring it up because, like, have you guys ever gone to like a summer camp? For where I'm from, like, we just call it summer camp. We never call it sleepaway camp. But it's very much this without all the murder.
Yeah, I went to summer camp every year.
Okay. So
I-
you
But
call it
didn't you
summer
live
camp
in the
as well.
woods?
No one was murdered. I live pretty close to the woods, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was the thing to do, summer camp. If someone called it sleepaway camp, though, I would be very sus of them. I don't think I would trust them.
That's how I felt because like Taglora was like, "Oh, have you ever been to a sleepaway camp?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Who am I
Like, I've been to
traveling with?
And fucking sleepaway camp sounds like where you get murdered for
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
Like that's where
Well-
you, like you're rolling a 4 out of 6 for murder.
Yeah.
This movie is hilarious. Just the costumes alone, you guys should watch it. Spoiler, there's not that much costumes. It's like all speedos. So it's so ridiculous. I loved it though. I thought it was so funny. And they have like 3 other sequels as well. 2 of them are by a different director, and then like the 4th sequel or the 4th whatever rendition of it is the same director. They bring them all back. There's like a massive twist at the end of this movie. It's ridiculous. Go watch it, and it's hilarious. And then if you want something even funnier with it, the How Did This Get Made podcast on it was just hilarious as well. So like we had such a blast doing it. I don't know. I'd love to run a sleepaway camp fest with the DLG community where we watch all of these movies back to back on a weekend.
Dude,
So everybody can get their
at DLG Con, I feel like we could use like some of these shitty movies that Bobby has seen probably 10 to 200 times.
Bobby, have
just
you seen
playing
this?
in the background.
Of course, I've seen this.
Seen it. I have the tattoo on my arm. Sleepaway.
It's a master class. It's a master class.
I
Isn't
mean,
it,
the
Bobby?
first 2, yeah, dude. You may 3 and 4. I don't know if you want to watch, but the first 2, I think the second one might be my favorite actually.
What about the French
Really?
versions, Bobby? How did those land?
Yeah, I don't know if the French would remake this trash. I don't- Although they do make some pretty wild
Pretty
movies.
great.
Les sleep, les bon voyage. or something like
I've
that.
always thought.
Leslie.
Yikes. I've always thought about maybe doing like a movie night at DLG Con, but I just don't know. It's tough to watch movies with people because like a lot of people don't want to sit there and just stare at a screen for like 90 minutes, 2 hours or something. So I always thought like, probably
Isn't
wouldn't
that
really fit
exactly
in
what a
this.
movie is?
Yeah, exactly. But in like a setting like DLG Con, I don't know if that
Yeah.
would
Oh,
really
I see what
play
you're
too
saying.
well.
Well, it could just be one of the activities. It's like you could go over here and do that, or you could go over here and play Cuphead.
We
you
did
could
kind of
go,
have that
yeah.
in Vegas. I think that I want to say Recycled or a few people were playing like anime shows and stuff on Netflix while things were going on. And yeah, I mean like that would be cool, but I would really love to do, like I said, we all on the weekend or something on a Saturday, like the community where we just watch them all like on Discord together, because I'm sure the chat for the voice channel will just be popping and hilarious. So
Mhm.
like I said, we can kind of have a little sleepaway camp with DLG Con, but virtual.
If we did
Well,
something at
those-
DLG Con, we could do like a video game movie, like a real cheesy one. I've got the original Morton and Jankel cut of Super Mario Brothers with all the footage put back in. Could rock that. Maybe Street Fighter. That's a good one.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. like that.
I was noticing, Christian, you probably know more about this than anybody. The Discord activities, just like things that you can do within Discord. I was like kind of shocked. You could go to YouTube and you could do a watch party on YouTube. It's all built into Discord now. There's a lot of like when we talk about game night games, they have a putt golf game. They have like all this stuff that's just built right into Discord.
Yeah.
I don't know how good they are, but there's a lot. There's like at
They're pretty
least
good, dude.
10 to 15 activities. Yeah.
We've
I
been
think it's
starting to
pretty
do
cool.
that for our like work bonding like sessions, like go in Discord and play a Discord activity. And there's never been any like technical issues. It's plug and play. Just someone has to have nitro. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, just one of the people. That's it.
Yeah, whoever's hosting the activity just needs nitro, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
if people
great.
want to be part of our Discord, they can check that out at dlgaming.net. And that's really where it's happening, people. All the fun stuff, all the talk, all the conversations. You definitely want to be a part of that. So dlgaming.net and join the Discord. Now 100% creep free, right? Can we
That's
guarantee
right.
that?
We
At least
can.
That's right.
99%.
Until we go to sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
And all the creeps come in.
Bobby just walked in and he said, "That's how you do segues," and dropped the mic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You don't need to overcomplicate them. We also want to give a quick shout out to Recycled subscribing for the 58th month in a row. Wow.
Damn, dude.
Damn, homie, almost at 5 years, dog.
Damn.
Good job,
That's
man.
insane. And as I
Nice.
say every time, he was our first subscriber. So we know how long we've been streaming on Twitch.
And not
by
just
his
that, but
subscriptions.
also helping us with our sound. If we sound any better, it's because Recycle did a tutorial video just for us. Here, you idiots. Here's what
Stop blowing my eardrums out,
Yeah.
you fuckers.
Stop sucking.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
it's pretty
Recycle.
great.
You're a pivotal moment of our. I mean, you're a pivotal pillar of our community.
Nicholas, are you ready to pitch each other a Total War game?
Yes, I do. I am. I have. Yes, I do. Actually am. I've been thinking about this for the flight over here, and then I've been. Yeah, I got
Oh,
it.
God.
Okay, cool. So mine is Total War Micronesia. You control bacteria and you're trying to invade someone's body. There's 12 factions. You got your red blood cells, you have your lymph nodes, and you have cancer. So you're fighting over the map is a body, the kingdom is a body, and you can like control the brain, get some more resources, like Ozzy and Drix, but Total War. That's my pitch.
I want a total war game that goes day to day instead of like month to month or like season to season, like some of the other ones. I want total war colonies. I want no rules, just no formations of armies, just absolute chaos of just like hillbillies, just people colonizing the new world. And you just have the abs like, yes, your regiment of sharpshooters are now intoxicated because they hate their fucking lives and their families. So hey, they're 90% shittier at shooting now. That's what I want. But I like the mycology a lot.
That's dope.
But I think we're gonna be moving on to listener questions now, Bobby. This is your segment. Let's hear that sexy Bobby voice.
Oh, boy. All right. Listener questions. We've got a few here. First one is from Pyronical. He says, the year is 2034. You're 11 years older. Orconius was lost at sea and never heard from again. Bobby finally got married and divorced. Diablo 5 just came out. Is the podcast still going?
Unfortunately, probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing this for way longer than anybody wants us to, unfortunately. Like I'll be sitting here when everyone else will be dead. It'll just be me. My mic's not even plugged in. I'm still rambling into it.
It's like
So-
we can,
You'll have
but
Nick
should we?
in the Warhammer corner.
It's definitely not getting any better. We've hit top peak performance after that YouTube video that he gave us. That's it. This is it. So don't hang around if you're looking for more than this. That's that we've arrived already. It's only gonna go as my brain cells as I kill them every episode over and over and over. I'm only gonna.
It's legit like genocide. I don't think you understand how much this man drinks. No, I'm just kidding. It's a pretty tame amount, maybe like one drink a night, if that. But I think that will still be running. I think I'll be more of a like a visitor, maybe like once a month kind of guy. But if you guys still want me on, I'll still be here. I love talking about random bullshit. So especially when it has to do with video games. I love doing this show. I love the listeners. I love the other castmates. I love the producer and the producer's cats. So it's I like being part of something that you can just have constructive criticism as well as fun while doing it. So yeah, thank you guys.
That's really sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll
All
probably
right.
still be around. I love the community too damn much.
All right, next question from Warconius. If you developed a survival crafting game that was based on The Lion King and you had to discover prides of lions, how terrible would that be? Better or worse game than a game based on Gollum from Lord of the Rings? So this goes back to last week when we were pitching ideas for survival crafting games that were not zombie games. And Emilio mentioned The Lion King, and we all scratched our heads on how that could work. And what is going on with this Gollum game? Because I have heard really bad things.
Bro, it is bad. For those who just want a quick like 6-minute like a video of explaining why it's bad and how it's bad, just watch the donkey video. Essentially, the game is just not coded well at all. You get discovered while people are directly in front of you or directly behind you with their backs turned. Levels won't load. The game won't load. The game looks like it's made out of peanut butter half the time. They promised like all these kind of different conversation points and reactions. That didn't work. The level design is like straight caca. Like there's a whole laundry list of why this is the worst game of the year so far. And it's not worth the current price tag, let alone probably even $5. Like the game's not just bad; it's not functional really. So
it seems like a good idea, like a stealth game based on Gollum, but yeah, that's too bad.
I mean, he's like, dude, you're better off making fucking a movie about Pippin, or like a fucking game about Pippin. Like at this point, like Gollum is not the most exciting character in the world at all. But like it's stealth, but it's not even that good of stealth. Like there's Nintendo 64 games that have better stealth mechanics than this game. So
I gotta disagree with you a little bit, man. I feel like the story of Lord of the Rings, at least that trilogy, is largely the story of Gollum. He's kind of like more important than just about it. The camera happens to be on the Fellowship, but more is going on with Gollum than
he destroys the ring.
Most characters.
His ultimate choice ends all evil, in a way.
Yeah, so you can fuck right off. Wrong again, Nick.
God, stupid Pippin. Are you fucking kidding me? No way, dude. No way.
Well, I feel like a Lion King crafting survival would be better than that game, or at least if they could just execute it, you know. But I would want to be Rafiki though, not like a lion. Like if I could just make a whole a whole little village of basically other Rafikis and run around and just bop people right on the head, I think that would be really a fun time, dude.
So what you're telling me you want to do is be a baboon who hits people in the head with a stick. All right, we found the next indie game for Amanda.
Yeah. Well, it does remind me of a little story that I didn't tell you guys while Tag Loro and I were camping. We had a very fat fucking raccoon try and encroach on our camp and wouldn't stop until Tag took the fire poker stick and Rafiki bopped it right on the head, and it I'm not fucking kidding. It was wild, and it scared the shit out of the raccoon, and he finally ran away. But this thing, like, it was like the fourth time it kept trying to come into our camp, and at one point, Tag is just eating a hot dog, and I just see this hand coming into view. And I'm not fucking. It's this fat fucking raccoon again, just reaching for Tag Laurel's hot dog, and he's like, hold on to my hot dog, and he grabs a flashlight and then grabs the fire stick and just wails it right on the top of the head. And the thing was not happy and ran away. But it was good. As far as I know, it didn't die. So no raccoons were. Well, hopefully he wasn't harmed that much, but no hot dogs were really harmed in this story. So.
He was harmed, but only the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
Just
a little bob.
Yeah. You know, it's funny at work, if you get there very early or you're there very late, just an army of raccoons come in and they're looking for, all the food that people leave all day. And, you do hey, get out of here. And, 9 out of 10. But every once in a while, there's a fat one that like, he's just, the way he got fat is not listening to humans, and he'll just square up with you like he's 6 feet tall, 240
pounds.
Like
he's the monster in the walls of the new Amnesia game. Yeah, he just keeps fucking coming. There's nothing you can hide from.
Yeah. At language school, we had really, really brave raccoons, and eventually the Marines figured out if you give them gummy bears that have been soaked in in booze, they'll never come back. They'll just watch from afar, just waiting for more gummy bears.
Oh my god.
There's like a little porch, and they literally just have their like noses right above the little like first step, and they're like, drop a French fry, you fat piece of shit, please. And then they just grab it. It's fucking scary as shit.
It's wild.
Christian, do you have raccoons in Canada, or does this sound like a mythical creature?
No, in Toronto, that's the only time I've seen a raccoon. We don't have them here, but yeah, trash pandas. And the only thing scarier to like the idea of a raccoon causes fear in my heart, but the only thing scarier than that is like an army of drunk raccoons. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
All right, next question from Brennan47. I've noticed you guys mentioned Star Wars Rebellion a fair bit and even Galactic Battlegrounds, but I haven't heard much about Empire at War. Am I missing something, or am I just one of the few that find that to be a fantastic game as well?
I played some Empire at War today after reading this question because, after playing Star Wars Rebellion, I went back to it and I realized they were going for the 2.0 version of Star Wars Rebellion, but in my opinion, they missed the mark a little bit. They traded graphics for, I think, some tactics, and they made it a little bit more casual. So the modding scene kind of makes up for that, but they go way too intense. You know, they're adding like 20 different resources, and the UI elements are not optimized for this. Yeah, I have to like click through 5 menus to find it. So I don't know.
Well, Christian, you're wrong. It's 97% positive, dude. You're wrong. Everything you just said is wrong.
It could be wrong. It could be wrong. But, you know, I want to be in the minority that hates games like Diablo and Star Wars Empire at War. Sorry, Brennan, but
So
it's true.
edgy.
Yeah, he does talk about the mods being good for that game. I never played Empire at War. I was slightly aware of it. I didn't even play that much Galactic Battlegrounds. But he also has another comment. He says, also, Sniper, how young are you to have never seen or barely heard of Mommy, I Miss the Plane? Love you guys. Keep the bird walks going. Mommy, I Miss the Plane. We talked about this, I think, last week. That's the French
Alone.
title for Home Alone. Yeah, and we're all pretty shocked that Christian had missed that John Hughes classic.
Well, I have heard of Papa, j'ai manqué le bateau, but it's just... You know, Mommy, I Missed the Plane. I don't know. Must have been a different version or something. Yeah.
Bobby, so this is an old game that nobody cares about that's really good, and it's Star Wars. You're not interested? Maybe if you weren't playing Diablo, huh?
Yeah, maybe. I am kind of interested. I would check that game out, Empire at War. I might even have it on Steam. But a lot of those games that are older like that, they have really high reviews because people are very nostalgic for them. So it just automatically gets upvoted. It's not really an accurate portrayal of how good the game is. I remember I didn't even like Galactic Battlegrounds. I just thought like, oh, this is
you
Age of
suck at it,
Empires,
dude.
but Star Wars. I don't know about that, dude. This from the Gungan player.
Hey,
Shots
that's a
fired.
viable civilization. You watch your
That's racist.
Christian, dude, this has like mods based on Thrawn. That's pretty sweet.
I
I'm really
will say-
surprised you're not into this, man.
Well, it's just too the mod that they made for Thrawn is awesome. It has all the expanded universe content in it. It has Penstar alignment, Haps Consortium, you know, all the people in the books, but it's just because like the game is meant to have 25 planets and they're giving me 170, you know, and it has the same mechanics. It's too much. It's too much for me. But if you're out there enjoying it, go fuck yourself. I mean, have a good time. Awesome. Good.
Spicy.
Let's get to the next meatball, please.
All right. Some more questions from Marconius. He says, oh Lord, does Starfield look perfect? Are you hyped for it? The ship customization alone gets me rock hard. Gross. What feature did you like most from the Starfield Direct?
I like the ship customization as well. The only thing that I really wish for it is that it's like FTL, where certain systems can shut down and you can get like an auto death and things like that. I think all shipbuilding should be like FTL. I missed that game. Where's FTL 2?
Oh shit, guys! Sorry, this is a bird walk, but I was doing a brewery biking tour in Edmonton, and I was going to all these breweries. And the last brewery we went to, I was really wasted, and I look up, and like a shining beacon, they have a beer called FTL based on the game. They had a little icon from the game and everything.
No.
Yeah, and I looked to my left and I looked to
Wow.
my right, and I said FTL. That's great, isn't it, guys? And everyone like blank stares all around. People at the bar don't know what I'm talking about. And I
Damn.
asked the bartender, I'm like, FTL, I can't believe you based that on a game. And he was like, ha, yeah. Just like in a way I knew he didn't get, there was no emotional
it's-
connection.
It's crazy. It's my number one. Like, well, it was for a long time. If somebody's like just getting into PC gaming or whatever, I'm like, FTL. That's where it's at. I mean, if you have a shitty computer, it'll run on anything.
It's kind of a deep cut these days. Like, not a lot of people know about that game. I mean, it was popular at the time. I remember being at the gym and watching a guy play that on the iPad.
It was my first roguelike, I think.
Interesting.
It wasn't popular
Yeah.
at the bar. Then everyone made fun of me
That's
and
a
I had to
bummer.
leave. They started throwing stuff at me, paper plates.
Wow.
So your answer about Starfield is we wish it was FTL.
Yeah.
No, I watched like 10 seconds of the gameplay and it looked very, very good. But I got to watch the rest of it.
I'm just excited for the open world exploration and all of that stuff. Also, too, like I was saying and mentioning a little bit earlier, and kind of Nick was talking about too. I love the little like golden nuggets that they'll put in. Like, yeah, they do have the number one fan from Oblivion coming back as like the grand champion little fan that you can have in Starfield as well. And so like I linked a little article for you, Christian, in Riverside chat about it. And it's so he looks like just like him. Like he looks just like the adoring fan, but instead of a wood elf is just like a dude in Starfield, which I think is gonna be hilarious and awesome. And so I guess there was a segment in the character creation where there is an in-game trait called like hero worshipped. And so it's supposed to be like the annoying fan will show up randomly and just jabber at you. So that's definitely Bobby's worst nightmare, but he will give you gifts. So such a cute trait. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what other kind of like little things like that they have in this game, because I'm sure they've got them.
I feel like that trait itself is going to lead to a bunch of other Easter eggs. Like maybe
Yeah.
some of the gifts he gives you have something to do with something, like a horned helm or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Last question from Warconius here. Xbox and Sega are partnering really tight. Any history or interest in the Atlas and Yakuza games?
No,
Nope.
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 No.
never heard of Atlas.
Sorry, Warco.
Is that anime? Is that like an anime game?
They both start with an A.
Well, I would imagine that it's a Sega game because I think I don't know. We're clicking around.
We're
Let's search the internet.
We're stumbling over this
I don't know.
question like Bobby stumbled over the pronunciation.
We don't know.
Yeah, it's all anime stuff.
Okay.
is.
Then yeah, definitely not. You know, I'm not a fan.
Speaking of anime, Mila's completely become an anime fan over the last 4 days or so.
Thanks to me, I'm a terrible fucking influence. I bought her a Kindle and she's read like 18 chapters of Demon Slayer. It's the best.
Nice.
And she's watching the Miyazaki films, right?
Miyazaki films, for those who don't speak old.
Yeah.
This is-
All right.
All right, folks. I think that's an episode. What's everybody playing next week?
Diablo 4.
4.
Diablo
Diablo
4.
4.
Yeah. Although I really want to
Christian-
play some Elder Scrolls Online Necrom, because Necrom came out at the same fucking day as Diablo 4, which is tragic. But like, I'd like to play some of that as well.
Yeah, it's tough. Anything, like I said, Street Fighter 6 is, great game. Nobody cares. Fucking, yeah, I'm sure that DLC is great. Nobody cares. Like, Diablo 4 is just shitting all over it. I read a thing where fucking Whoopi Goldberg fell for the ads. I guess she's a gamer, and she bought it, and she didn't know she needed a computer, so she needs to get a computer now to play it.
Well,
'Cause
they're
you bought the
going
PC version.
ham.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
going
yeah,
crazy.
they're going
man.
ham on the ads. Well, I mean, just even, even manipulating like the wildfire so that way it actually looks like hell in New York when they're advertising Welcome to Hell. I mean, that is just like top tier ads. Like it's no, it's terrible. But
End times. It's a
Yeah.
sign.
yeah.
You guys are
Yep.
playing a game where the marketing department is arsonists, Doesn't that weigh on your conscience?
It's not the worst thing Blizzard has done, honestly.
Yeah. All right. True.
Speaking for Bobby, Amanda, Nick, and myself, Diablo titties that Christian's never gonna touch. He won't take the dive.
He's a good
Yeah.
Christian little boy. Yeah.
He is.
Diablo.
Bye, everybody.